Welcome to the program Energy and You. The show brings you weekly happenings around the energy sector with a focus on the Nigerian National Petroleum Company, NNPC Limited. I'm Egusa Igumbo. On the show today, NNPC Limited's Group Chief Executive Officer, Mele Kyari, sits with Senate Committees on Appropriation and Finance, gives updates on efforts to revive local refining capacity, and restates commitments to improved performance and accountability as the company pays dividends to shareholders, including discussions on projected revenue and price benchmark earmarked in the 2024 appropriation bill. Plus, the oil company's partnership with Shell Nigeria Exploration and Production Company to attract foreign investments through infrastructure enhancements. Details of these and more in a moment. Please join us again. First, let's take a look at what the global oil prices look like this week among other top energy stories. Oil prices rose over 1% in Asian trade at the start of the week, supported by lower exports from Russia, and as attacks by the Houthis on ships in the Red Sea raised concerns of oil supply disruption. Brent crude futures went up 63 cents to $77.18 a barrel. U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude was at $72.04 a barrel. That's up 61 cents. Both Brent and West Texas Intermediate ended their longest streak of weekly declines in half a decade, with a small gain last week after a U.S. Federal Reserve meeting raised hopes that interest rate hikes are over and cuts are on their way. Meanwhile, Russia has said it will deepen oil export cuts in December by potentially 50,000 barrels per day or more, earlier than promised, as the world's biggest exporters try to support global oil prices. This comes after Moscow suspended about two-thirds of loadings of its main export grade Urals crude from ports due to a storm and scheduled maintenance on Friday. In keeping with its goal of transparency, accountability, and performance excellence, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company, NNPC Limited, has updated the Senate on its operations, revenue projection, and efforts to revive the nation's local refining capacity with a view to promoting energy security and boosting the nation's economy.
The Group Chief Executive Officer, Mele Kyari, appeared before the Senate Committees on Finance and Appropriation at the National Assembly Complex, Abuja, to clarify issues regarding the ongoing reforms in the NNPC Limited and revenue generation. In his presentation to the Senate Committee on Finance, Kyari assured the lawmakers that the crude oil production and price projections as contained in the 2024 appropriation bill presented recently by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu were realistic and achievable based on the current market realities. The projected revenue from the oil and gas sector in the 2024 appropriation bill is based on an average production of 1.785 million barrels per day and the price of $77.96 per barrel.
Is the benchmark price realizable? Mr. Chairman, what we see in the market today is that potentially in 2024, even beyond, in the next 2 years, it is very unlikely to see $70 oil in the market. It's very unlikely to see this happening. And therefore, the oscillation we are seeing, sometimes you do see prices coming down to $75 to the barrel, sometimes it goes above 80. And overall, benchmarks are averages. And we think that the proposal by Mr. President around the 77.96 is still realizable in 2024. When we say 1.78 million barrels, and I just want to create this clarification, it means all production, both crude oil and condensate, that is produced in the country. You may be referring also to the OPEC quota. That is in the media, that our quota is 1.5 million barrels per day. This does not mean the total national production. It only means the clean crude production, which averages the 1.5, And we also do additional 250 to 300,000 barrels of condensate, what is deemed condensate in our production system. And when you combine the two, the 1.78 is realistic, is realizable.
He expressed optimism regarding the measures being implemented by the federal government to ensure the projected production level is met. Kyari also assured the committee that the NNPC Limited would adhere to remitting the levels of dividends outlined in the medium-term expenditure framework to the Federation account as part of its commitment to the funding of the 2024 budget. Addressing questions from the senators about the road tax credit scheme, Kyari clarified that all the roads being undertaken by the company under the scheme would be duly completed. He further assured the lawmakers of a prosperous future for the country at large, as reforms initiated by the passage of the Petroleum Industry Act have placed the company in a competitive position in relation to its peers globally. In response, Senator Muhammad Sani Musa, the chairman of the Finance Committee, expressed satisfaction with the GCEO's explanation.
Based on the projection that we've given, if not to surpass it. So that is an encouraging feedback we're getting, and that will also help us in producing our reports that will tally with what we have received to enable the Appropriation Act also gets a headway.
At the interactive session with the Senate Committee on Appropriation, Kyari outlined the company's comprehensive plan regarding the revival of local refining capacity, projecting that Nigeria would become a net exporter of petroleum products by 2024. This strategic vision, according to him, involves the introduction of new production lines and the ongoing rehabilitation of refineries nationwide.
Around refinery startup, I know it's a very painful conversation, and we're not in the business of deceiving anyone, or even the Federation or Nigerians, the shareholders of this company. We are very clear that we are restoring our refineries. We are completing the rehabilitation of phase 1 of the Port Harcourt refinery. It will start in December. In the first quarter, Warri refinery will start. We never said we will start Kaduna in the first quarter. We didn't say it. What we said is that by the end of 2024, Kaduna refinery will start. This is the promise that we made. We did not say any other thing different.
Kyari commended the lawmakers for the passage of the Petroleum Industry Act 2021, which he said marked the company's full commercialization, resulting in profitability, which has enabled it to pay dividends totaling 406 billion naira to its shareholders. Responding, the chairman of the committee, Senator Olamilekan Solomon, acknowledged and commended the company's efforts, expressing optimism that the company's initiatives would yield substantial benefits for the nation.
The Group Managing Director of NNPC and his team have been able to do justice to all our questions, most especially as it affects the oil and gas sector. And we want to strongly believe that he has alluded to the fact that all statistics, all data presented by the President in the appropriation bill currently before the National Assembly are all achievable.
NNPC Limited remains steadfast in its commitment to collaborating with the legislative and executive arms of government to deliver value to all stakeholders.
On the 1st of December 2023, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company NNPC Limited, in collaboration with one of its production sharing contract partners, Shell Nigeria Exploration and Production Company SNEPCO, officially commissioned the newly remodeled arrival E-wing of the Murtala Mohammed International Airport in Lagos. The commissioning ceremony was attended by top government officials, management staff from both NNPC Limited and SNEPCO, as well as key stakeholders in the aviation industry. The event marked a significant milestone in the ongoing efforts to upgrade and modernize the airport infrastructure.
The newly remodeled Arrival E-Wing boasts of state-of-the-art facilities and amenities designed to enhance passengers' experience and improve operational efficiency. The renovation project, which was initiated about a year ago by Mrs. Adiola Adeshokon, the Comptroller of Immigration Service at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos, involved extensive structural changes, electrical and mechanical upgrades, as well as interior redesign to create a more welcoming and functional space. The project was completed within 6 weeks through the sponsorship of NNPC Limited and SNEPCO partnership. The Minister of Interior, Honorable Olubunmi Tunji Ojo, in a speech, announced government's resolve to revolutionize the sector, leveraging on technology.
We have also made sure that by December, before the end of this December, the only reason to go to an immigration office for passport application will be only for your fingerprint, not for your picture, not for you to carry any supporting document. Upload all these things online. It's the era of technology. So we are transforming the whole process in line with the renewed hope agenda of Mr. President.
So today, as we inaugurate this newly remodeled wing at the Murtala Mohammed Airport, we are doing more than just unveiling a modern structure. We are showcasing our commitment to taking proactive steps for the betterment of this nation.
The Arrival E-Wing now features spacious, comfortable seating areas for waiting, improved lighting systems, and vibrant aesthetic elements that reflect Nigerian culture and heritage. The immigration and customs counters have been expanded, allowing for faster processing of arriving passengers. Additionally, the renovation project incorporated advanced security systems, including cutting-edge CCTV cameras and access control measures to ensure the safety and security of passengers and airport staff, as well as dedicated sections for the elderly and individuals with special needs. These security enhancements align with international standards and best practices, further positioning the Murtala Mohammed International Airport as a hub for regional and international travel. Prior to the commissioning of the remodeled Arrival Wing, the Chief Corporate Communications Officer of the NNPC Limited, Olufemi Shoneye, along with the Senior Special Assistant to the President on National Values and Social Justice, Fela Durotoye, had embarked on an inspection tour of the project.
What we see here today, what we're experiencing today, live and direct, the reality we see here today is because there were a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens that decided to change not only the D-gate or the D-wing of the airport, but more importantly, change the way that the world sees Nigeria when they arrive and when they are leaving.
For us at NNPC, not just about this project. We have a way of investing in projects that will be very impactful in every area. So I will leave here by saying that we should not stop here. We should not stop in Lagos. And if we have to take it to every other international airport, be it international or local, our doors are open for discussion.
Speaking during the commissioning event, the Chief Upstream Investment Officer of NNPC Upstream Investment Management Services, NUIMS, Mr. Bala Wunti, who was represented by the Manager Stakeholder Relations, Mrs. Julie Utang, highlighted the significance of the project to the development of Nigeria's aviation sector, emphasizing the importance of infrastructure upgrades in attracting foreign investments, boosting tourism, and facilitating economic growth. She also expressed satisfaction with the successful completion and quality of the project.
It is with great joy to see us seated here to witness the culmination of our collaborative efforts to enhance the travel experience for countless individuals passing through this vital gateway into our great nation, Nigeria. At NNPC Limited, as well as our partner SNEPCO, we believe in investing in projects that have a lasting impact on communities. With the completion of the remodeling of arrival on HIP projects, we have made provision for the comfort and convenience of all passengers, with a particular focus on the elderly and those living with disabilities. This highlights our dedication to inclusiveness, aiming to guarantee a positive and accommodating experience for all travelers. SNEPCO, in its role as a deep water business of Shell Nigerian companies in Nigeria, has a long-standing belief in the power of collaboration.
The collaboration between NNPC Limited and SNEPCO PSC in the remodeling of the Arrival E-Wing is a testament to the public-private partnership model that is crucial for the sustainable development of critical infrastructure in Nigeria, as both companies reiterated their dedication to future joint projects aimed at fostering sustainable corporate social responsibilities.
Efforts to combat crude oil theft and pipeline vandalism by NNPC Limited continue to record success in the last 1 week. The security operatives engaged by the company are not relenting in this fight. Well, let's bring you up to speed with the latest developments.
Between the 9th and 15th of December 2023, 172 incidences were recorded from several incident sources: Pipeline Infrastructure Nigeria Limited, Maton Engineering Nigeria Limited, Tanteta Security Services, Shell Petroleum Development Company, NNPC Command and Control Center, and government security agencies. In the past week, 69 illegal refineries were discovered in Tombo, Ikwere, Alo, Eba, Dere, and Okoma in Rivers State. In Bayelsa State, illegal refineries were found in Konsho, Olodiama, and Olubobiri in Bayelsa State. In Abia State, illegal refineries were discovered across several locations in Obuzo. 22 illegal connections were uncovered in Ahoda and Umuagalaba in Rivers State, where an illegal pipeline was connected to a fenced premises with several pits used in collecting stolen crude oil. In Bayelsa State, several illegal connections were uncovered on the Nigerian Ajip oil pipeline to Bras. In Olodiama, Tedibaba, and Otuasega, several illegal connections were also uncovered and are being repaired. 5 illegal storage sites were discovered in Delta and Abia State in the past week, where sacks of crude oil and oil pits were confiscated. 9 cases of vandalism were reported this week. In Rivers State, several oil well heads were vandalized. While 41 wooden boats conveying stolen crude were arrested and confiscated in Delta State and Rivers State, 11 vehicle arrests were made in Delta State. 11 vessel AIS infractions were also recorded. 11 of these incidents took place in the deep blue water, 34 in the eastern region, 79 in the central region, while 48 took place in the western region. Between the 9th to 15th of December 2023, 11 suspects were arrested. For NNPC Limited, there is no backing down on the war on crude oil theft until the menace is eradicated for good.
To report crude oil theft or suspicious activities within your area, call the numbers on your screen now, or send an email to report@stopcrudetheft.com. Handsome rewards await the whistleblower. Do your part. Report oil theft today.
In a significant move aimed at promoting energy security and ending energy poverty in the power sector, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company NNPC Limited has handed over the site of the Gwagwalada Independent Power Project GIPP to the China Machinery Engineering Corporation. The site handover marks the beginning of construction work on the 1,350 megawatt combined cycle power plant, which is expected to boost power generation and propel economic prosperity through enhanced power supply to the citizens. The GIPP site is a sprawling 54.7 hectares of land in Gwagwalada within the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. The project was first commissioned in August by President Bola Tinubu.
The Group Chief Executive Officer of NNPC Limited, Mr. Mele Kyari, who was represented by Mr. Olaliko Ogunleye, the Executive Vice President, Gas, Power and New Energy, emphasized the critical role of power availability and affordability as key drivers of industrialization and keys to unlocking social and economic opportunities. Kyari commended President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for his commitment and continuous support for ambitious projects like the GIPP aimed at addressing the energy supply gap challenge.
The federal government of Nigeria is not just paying lip service to this issue, but the federal government is absolutely committed to rapidly addressing the energy supply gap in the country. And this project, as well as others such as the Kano IPP, etc., is very central to that developmental agenda. And so it's important, and in order to commend the federal government of Nigeria for the consistency in policy and the consistent focus in prioritizing projects such as the Gwagwalada IPP.
Assuring of his company's commitment to the project's success, the Managing Director of CMEC, Mr. Liu Yuan Shin, pledged to fulfill all obligations and kickstart construction immediately.
Currently, we are ready. Secondly, I want to say, we CMEC will fulfill all the obligations and the responsibilities for this project. Thirdly, we will commit to the project quality.
The GIPP promises to be a cornerstone in Nigeria's journey towards a more energy sufficient and economically prosperous future.
Still ahead, participants tell it all, share their experiences at the 2023 United Nations Climate Change Conference of the Parties COP28. Details shortly. Please stay.
We are the largest single asset holder in Africa's oil and gas industry and poised to be the dynamic global energy company of choice. We are constantly innovating to be the prime company for energy sufficiency. We are NNPC Limited, energy for today, energy for tomorrow.
You're watching Energy and You. NNPC Limited actively participated at the 28th United Nations Conference of the Parties, COP28, held in the beautiful city of Dubai, United Arab Emirates. The conference brought together delegates and participants from around the world to discuss and take action on pressing energy and environmental issues that will set the stage for a greener and more sustainable energy future. It's inspiring to see the diverse perspectives and the commitment to finding sustainable solutions. Well, we spoke to some attendees to get their thoughts, perspectives, and key takeaways. Take a look.
COP28 is a venue of meeting of the minds. The concept behind where we are right now is a place where people come together to create value. The value that we've created in Dubai is multiple fronts. It's really about prosperity. So prosperity comes in different forms. Could be in wealth, could be security, could be health, could be whatever it is. The interesting about COP28 is it's able to combine both the prosperity part and the meeting of the mind.
just to hear world leaders coming together to mitigate climate shocks across all African countries and even the world globally. I think that's really inspiring, and I've learned a lot, and I hope that this message will move from declarations to actions.
It's been wonderful. As you know, the Nigerian delegation is led by Mr. President here. And first of all, you know, there are key pledges, especially to the Lost and Damaged Fund. The host nation, United Arab Emirates, has pledged US $100 million, you know, for that fund. And these are key because funding is very important in trying to decarbonize and meeting our net zero target.
So far, so good. The conference has been educating, and right here at the Nigerian Pavilion and the NNPC site event has been amazing and it's been educating. So God bless Nigeria and God bless NNPC as well.
Well, this is where we draw the curtains on the show this week. Thank you for your time. Let's do this again next week. But if you missed any part of it or previous episodes, you can catch up by scanning the QR code on your screen now. Remember to also follow us on all our social media handles showing on your screen to get updates of events in Nigeria's energy sector and other activities of NNPC Limited. Thanks again for watching. I'm Egosa Egombo. Bye for now.